On this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to use the custom page that was developed for selecting parts for a dispatch. The idea of this page is that it will allow technicians to select parts that they will be using on dispatches, and they will be able to see images that correspond to these parts that they are selecting for the dispatch. To get to this new page, we can do it by selecting on either this button here or this button. The screen we are looking at right now is the dispatch form that the technicians see. If we want to see it from the mobile view, it's basically this one. So here's one of the buttons for accessing the custom page, and if we scroll down a little bit, here we can see the other button. This button is for the technician to indicate which parts they will be using on this dispatch. And this button is for the technician to make a requisition of parts that are required for this dispatch and that he doesn't have it on his truck. So let's say the technician wants to indicate that they will be using parts for this dispatch. They will select on this button, which will take them to this new page from where they will be able to find parts and select them for usage on the service dispatch. The information here at the top, it's regarding the ticket and the dispatch. Then we have the transaction date, which defaults to today, and the transaction type, which we are indicating that we are using parts on a dispatch, so it's a service install. The warehouse can change this. The value in the warehouse will default to the truck that corresponds to the technician that is seen at this screen. So if the technician has the truck 22 assigned, then the truck 22 will be the one showing up right here. And based on the truck selected or the warehouse selected, the parts that are shown here will change. So basically these are the parts that are available to be picked or to be used on a dispatch based on the truck or warehouse selected. I'll be using just Redwood City for now. Now, the information we have here, we can use this to filter the parts we are looking down here. For example, if I write here the word single, press enter, then I will see all the parts that contain the word single in the description. If I want to say I only want to see parts where the manufacturer is Corby, then I select Corby and then just only one part that meets both of these criteria. And also I can filter by item type if I want. Okay, I'm gonna remove the filters. Also, I should mention, users can find the 9999 part by just typing that here and searching for it. And this part allows the user to enter a custom description, as they are used to doing that on AutoGate already. Alright, so I'm going to select a couple of parts for this dispatch. Let's say I'm going to select this one and this one. So as I select the parts, they disappear from this report because they are moved to the report at the bottom. And so I can see this is one of the parts that I selected and this is the other one. By default, the quantity that I will be using, it goes to 1. The technician can come here and update this to any other number, depends on how many they need for the dispatch. They can specify a custom price if they need, and they can write custom notes for each of the transactions that will be created. Once the technician has selected all the parts that they will be using for the dispatch, then they can select the Save Part Transactions button. This will save the transactions on AutoGate and give a message to the technician saying the transaction saved successfully. They can select OK, and the application will go back automatically to the dispatch from where they came initially. If I scroll down a little bit and I go to see which parts have been used on this dispatch, now we should be able to see the two parts that we just selected for it. So here it is. These are the two parts that we selected for the dispatch, and we can see it's a service install type of transaction, and basically we are deducting one quantity from the Redwood City warehouse in this case. Back to the custom page. There are other aspects worth mentioning. We have a button at the top left of the screen which allows the users to go back to the dispatch form. So if they click on this, they will be taken back to the dispatch form and out again. Regarding the filters allow the users to select more than one option. So if I select Guardian, I see only one part at the moment. But if I select the first option also, then I will see parts from both manufacturers that I selected for Guardian and Chamberlain. And you can keep adding as many options as you require. Let's say I want to select several parts at a time. Let's say I want to select, I'm requesting hinges to stack up my truck again. So I write hinge, but I also want to filter by manufacturer. So I see there are two hinges of the Chamberlain manufacturer. I can select this button here, select all filtered parts. What it does is that it selects them, and now they have been selected. And if I select the Save Parts Requisitions button, then we will create a requisition for both of these parts. I also have an option to deselect all parts that I have selected. So if I select this, then both parts go back to the initial report. If the user selected, let's say he's selecting parts, and then by accident he selects a part that he didn't want to select, so they can go to the report at the bottom where they can see the parts that they selected. They can find the part that they don't want, and then select this deselect button. This will get the part out of here and back into the options to be selected again. Regarding the custom price, as soon as the user selects a different price, the total value will update immediately. So see how I can update this, and then the total changes. Same with the quantity. If I say 2, then also the total is calculated. So that's how this page works, and the page looks the same on a mobile phone and a tablet. This is how it will look from a tablet view. This looks very small because it's on my computer, but on a tablet it will look much bigger. And also from the mobile phones and tablets, they have the ability to zoom in case they need it, and they can even see the images with more detail there. So that's it. Please start trying it out, doing some testing, and let me know if you have any questions or feedback.